Boy, poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking
God,
bits.
fucking damn it. Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But he posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says Justice on it. And then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in a drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. Fuck you. Tony Brown, but who the fuck's in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it.
Oh,
but
actually,
hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. It's fucking trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
so follow a simp account.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking. This is
we actually
networking.
follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look at that stuff. It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, we got so fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
This guy just say fucking forehead.
Switch. What?
This guy say forehead.
Yes, I did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest. You almost didn't.
Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right. Next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. Weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad? What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick.
Why? Why?
Hey, why do people happy?
Keck.
XW, LOLW,
Oh.
XQCL.
All right. The Acclaim promo now. We were backstage.
Okay.
They're just like,
Okay.
yo, it's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a
No,
normal.
dude, we're gonna do a fatal 4-way poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking
God.
bits.
Fuck, damn it! Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But he posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says "Justice" on it. And then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit. And then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. Fuck you. Tony Brown, but who the fuck's in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it. Oh,
but
actually, hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. You're trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
also follow a simp account.
Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking. This is
we actually
networking.
follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look at that stuff. It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, we got fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead. Oh, I did the wrong transition, but fuck it. It's Wednesday, guys. You know what that means. It's time for your weekly dose of the Pro Wrestling Injection right here on the Pro Wrestling Injection YouTube and Twitch. I am your host, the Outlaw of Long Island, Zach Droll, joined here always by my illustrious panel of co-hosts. To my right, Mr. Marathon himself, Mike, and then down below, the Goon, Christian. How's it going, guys? We thankfully, for once, don't have a heavy news week. I'm happy about that, because now we don't have to spend an hour and a half talking about fucking news.
Almost literally.
So, without further ado, let's just jump into the very small bit of news that we have. First, this is just a brief thing, not too strong of a topic to go into about, but we have Tony Khan has once again brought up the fact that he wants to do his own version of the G1 for AEW.
Which, listen. I don't know how the hell
it
that's
could work.
gonna work. I don't know how the hell they're gonna do that on top of a regular wrestling show. But shit, I'm all for them trying. Like I have no problem with them
same.
trying, because the reason it's a little weird that I think New Japan is the only people that can really do a tournament style like that, round robin, and to that magnitude, is because they designate a month, they halt all storylines really, and every show is just a tournament show. So there's no really like big angles until the last night on the finals day, or the last night's a block. But Christ Almighty, you have major names in there. It's all tournament matches, high caliber tournament matches. But AEW, they have now 3 shows a week.
Yeah.
And I could see them doing maybe 2. I don't want, like, if they do a G1 style tournament, those matches we need to be on Collision and Dynamite. They couldn't be on Rampage, because if you want to have an important tournament, it's got to be on your important shows.
Yeah.
So that's the type of struggles they'll have. They could figure it out, because I would love to see something like that, but I don't think it's going to be to the caliber of the G1, because Tony even said that they're the leaders in the industry of that type of thing.
Yeah.
Because first of all, in the G1 you have all your champions in there, you have your tag champions in there, you have all your undercard, mid-card guys in there. Literally everybody's accounted for who's important. So if they really wanted to do a G1, they would have to designate a tournament spot to fucking MJF, Orange Cassidy, Kenny, the Bucks, Takeshita, FTR, Jericho, Darby, Sammy, Jungle Boy, Kingston, Swerve. Everybody who's Adam Cole, the Death Triangle, has Samoa Joe, Punk.
Yeah.
All these guys are mainline guys, and they would have to be in it if they want to do a successful thing. And I don't think that they could do that for television.
But yeah, that's really all we can say about that. Next up, I think this is very small. That there's been I think some people who have pre-ordered Fight Forever for AEW got their copies in the mail early, going off by a lot of the Twitter posts. Because Amazon, sometimes you get it a week early, sometimes you get it a few days early. The game looks fucking incredible. I really can't wait to play it. The roster is really limited, from what I've saw. It's weird that the only Dark Order member outside of Brody Lee is John Silver. He is the only one.
Aren't they doing just free updates?
I think free updates and season pass packs, kind of how fighting games.
Yeah, they'll be accounted for in that, because I would like to see. I like to see the entire roster eventually get in there, because I don't want them to do a yearly game.
Yeah,
I think
they're not going to. They're not going to.
Yeah, I know I think they said that as well, but yeah, it's I hope everybody's accounted for, but I hope guys that should be in it get in first over guys who have been there. I know people were talking about Uno and fucking Uno and I don't know, a bunch of guys maybe Cutler and all the guys who aren't in it.
Not in it, man. Jack Evans is not in it.
Well, good. They don't need to be in it. I'd rather have them focus on trying to get Jay White and Swerve and Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And Buddy and Brody, Tony Storm. I'd rather them prioritize getting them in the game rather than guys. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but guys who you wouldn't really bat an eye at.
I think trying to see where did I throw my phone at because I
I
know
don't,
who.
yeah, it's like Claudio and Yuta aren't in the game yet. Uh, who's the season passes? I know it's Matt Hardy's the pre-order.
We
Season,
have
I know there's Hook and Danhausen,
Hook,
FTR, the
Hook.
Bunny, and somebody.
It's Hook and Danhausen. I think Bunny and Keith Lee, which is weird, and then FTR. And then I guess probably down the line we'll get like kind of like a daddy ass pack with the Acclaimed.
Yeah,
And
I hope they
then
do like
stuff like that.
yeah, like not yearly, but like type of stuff like that where they just update maybe like a shadow drop for like a lower end guy. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, today we're gonna have a free update, and it's gonna be Stu Grayson, something like that.
For those who want to see like a nice Twitter thread of the game, a lot of its entrances, features, just look at Hang'em High. That is at Hang'em High. That is HAANGEMHIIGH. They've been posting a lot of what they have. They've been showing that even some WWE type entrances are in the game as well. Like, and a lot of the music, you got Maki Ito's Brooklyn song in there, amazing. You can also, this makes it better than WWE 2K23. You can actually play Cody's theme in the menu screen. You can't do that in 2K23. And also,
anyway,
if you want to feel like you're playing the game back on the old PSP, back like when you were playing SVR, you can have music playing during the match as well.
That's cool.
If you want to go back to those days.
That's a cool feature,
You
actually.
could also have a media scrum in the game. Anyway,
Well, they do. They do.
Anyway, the last piece of news we got here is we have the full card for the Independence Day show at Korakuen Hall for New Japan on July 4th and 5th, which actually looks like a very, very good card. It's the first time most of the New Japan Strong mainline guys are going to be in Japan, but with some regular sprinkled in matches here that are mainline New Japan. So we got night 1 and night 2 card. You're going to have to purchase the show separately because it's like a strong type of thing.
It'll be available like 3 months later.
But
on New Japan World.
I will definitely be purchasing this one. So first up, we have the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship match between Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney. Dan Maloney's name has been changed to Drilla Maloney because he's his nickname was the Drilla Killer, so they just did Drilla Maloney of Bullet Club, and they're wrestling the champions Francesco Akira and TJP of the United Empire. We have El Desperado and Jun Kasai. Both men these two have had the highest rated death match of all time. Jun Kasai is he's like the Japanese Nick Gage. So if you look at his fucking torso, it looks like
hamburger meat?
That one Batman villain that has like the dash march all over him.
Zaz.
Yeah, he looks exactly like that, and his fucking he looks like chopped meat. His entire body.
He looks like the Japanese Abdul the Butcher.
Yeah, it's good. No, worse.
Oh my god.
But if you Google Jun Kasai and you just see look at his body,
Scotomania, thank you for following. The audio just played in my ears of someone following us.
Yep.
Thank you, Scott.
But yeah, we got El Desperado and Jun Kasai versus John Moxley and Homicide. So that's going to be a great match. That's a preview for the Night 2 matchup, which we'll talk about. Next up, we have the Bullet Club War Dogs, which is Gabriel Kidd and Alex Coughlin, versus Bishamon, who are the IWGP Heavyweight and Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions, Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. This is only for the Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships, not the IWGP Heavyweight.
All right.
But remember that. Next up, we have Eddie Kingston and Rocky Romero versus Gato and Kenta. A lot of talk about Kenta this week because he doesn't want to fight CM Punk unless there's a bag, and he didn't get a bag because he's not fighting CM Punk.
He's smart.
We have Young Lion
Punk
match.
wanted it too.
Yeah, but he didn't get enough money. I fucking love Kenta. We have Kosei Fujita versus Filthy Tom Lawler. We have a 6-man tag between Team Filthy's J.R. Kratos, Jor-El Nelson, and Royce Isaac versus Alex Zane, Ryohei Oiwa, and Lance Archer.
Okay.
We have Bad Dude Tito versus the DKC. We have Ryusuke Taguchi, Oscar Lube, and Yo versus Kengo, Takahiro Katori, and Dragon Libre. And that's it for night 1. Night 2.
There's night 2.
Night 2, which is on July 5th. This is gonna be a great card as well. We have Master Wato, Bolton Oleg, and Ryusuke Taguchi versus Dragon Libre, Takahiro
Nice.
Katori, and Rekka. Oscar Lube versus J.R. Kratos. Yo and Rocky Romero versus Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney. Hiroshi Tanahashi, the DKC, and Tomohiro Ishii versus Filthy Tom Lawler, Jor-El Nelson, and Royce Isaacs. Lance Archer and Alex Zane versus Bad Dude Tito and Kosei Fujita. Homicide and Ryohei Oiwa versus Catch 22, TJP, and Francesco Akira. And then we have, for the IWGP Tag Team Championships, we have the Bullet Club War Dogs, Gabe Kidd and Alex Coughlin versus Bishamon, Yoshihashi, and Hiroki Goto. So they're going to have 2 matches against each other on both nights. What I see is the Bullet Club War Dogs winning the strong tag team titles on night 1. So because they're LA Dojo guys and they could go back and forth easier. And then Bishamon retaining on night 2 just to get the belts off them, because the only reason they won those belts is because Aussie Open had to relinquish them. And then we have our co-main event, which is going to be a death match versus, we have El Desperado versus John Moxley. And it's being branded as the final death, most likely going to be a death match. And I'm very excited for that one, because they had one last year in Nashville during SummerSlam weekend, and it was a great match. And then for the main event for the Strong Openweight Championship, we have Kenta putting his belt on the line against Eddie Kingston. A little preview of the G1 there. So yeah, very excited for that. This sounds like a great show, and yeah, that's really it for the news.
All right, and now let's just dive right on in. I'm gonna start the recording for this. I can probably want to do the audio version, so I'm gonna say it's Wednesday. You know what that means again. So time to do that fucking intro again. It's Wednesday, guys. You know what that means. It's time for your weekly dose of the pro wrestling injection right here on the Sports Hit List by the fans for the fans. As always, I said on the Sports Hit List, once again, it's like it's in my mind to say that because it's like a slip of the tongue. We are not on the Sports Hit List. We are on our own platforms on the Pro Wrestling Injection YouTube and Pro Wrestling Injection Twitch. Subscribe and follow. You can also get us wherever you listen to your podcast. I am the Outlaw of Long Island, Zach Droll. As always, I'm here joined by my illustrious panel of co-hosts. To my right, we have the Mr. Marathon himself, Mike, and down below we have the Goon Christian. We just got done covering our news section. If you want to watch that, just go on to the YouTube page and just watch the VOD. Now, we're here to talk about the June 21st edition of AEW Dynamite. This is the go-home show for Forbidden Door, and it is also the go-home show before the prior release of the game. So, okay. We opened the show.
Start out with a fun fact tonight.
Sure, shoot.
So, what happened earlier? Did we get a follower or a subscription?
We got a follower on Twitch.
So that was actually one of my coworkers. He just commented under my share on Facebook. So thank you, Scott.
Okay, nice. Thank you. It was much appreciated. If you're still here, doubt it, but it's much appreciated. I have my card up on everything that I wrote down. I actually followed the show for once and not spaced out. Tonight we open the show with the Hardys and the Guns, or in this case, the Ass Boys. The Guns appeared at UBS. This was the Ass Boys. This was just a fun match.
Before we get into the show, I just wanted to say, just about Collision quickly.
Yes.
Just my quick thoughts. I thought Collision was a great show.
Yes.
I mean, I thought it was a great introduction to the show. I'm a huge fan of. I
Yeah.
know we haven't done a show since we did this, but I just want to pay mention. I am so fucking
Well,
over the moon
the three of
that.
us haven't done a
Well,
show.
no, I'm saying me, but like, I'm so
Oh,
over the. No, I'm saying this announcement.
okay.
I'm so over the moon that they fucking got Kevin Kelly, for the commentary team on Collision.
Mhm.
Expect him at Forbidden Door because he knows everything about New Japan. He's
Yeah.
still the commentator. He's still, and it's been confirmed he's still going to be the color commentator for all New Japan tours. He'll just have somebody to fill in for him.
On days that he
When
can't
he's
make it there.
yeah. So probably about for next month, he's probably not going to be there for about 3 weeks. He's
Yeah.
got to go to Japan to do the G1. But I will say about Collision, um, how they're gonna handle this, I already like because as we're about to talk about who showed up, um, I think everybody's getting too hot and bothered over. I think it's a stupid system where it's like, oh, if Punk's not there, the Elite can show up. The Elite, like that type of deal.
It's
And
stupid, but
it's stupid, but you know what? Fuck it. If that's what's
And
gonna
then-
work it.
and then
And
you also have like Punk's promo, which every line was approved by management. So it's not like the Bucks didn't know what was going to be fucking said.
like well, and plus he was well within his rights to say something like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely well within his rights. You know why? Because after the Bucks and Kenny came back, they did that match where Kenny was biting fucking Pac's arm.
Matt was doing
they were botching the buckshot. They were doing
Yeah.
the GTS. They were doing the knee. And listen, I thought that was fantastic. If they were in Chicago for the first time after that and they didn't play into it, they would have been stupid. Punk would have been fucking silly to not say something in Chicago about them. It's not. I mean, it's stupid. It's foolish to not
Yeah,
do that.
I agree.
And do I think everything Punk said in that fucking promo was truthful, or like he gave the line, tell me when I'm telling lies. Do I think everything he said in that promo was uh all that great? I didn't, because it wasn't one of his best promos. I don't think I really didn't think it was one of his better promos. I thought it was fine. I thought it was serviceable, but I didn't think it was all that great
And then
in
you
terms
also
of past shit he's done in the company. The one line where uh he said fucking Zaslav, which is the head of the network, calls him One Bill Phil, and the counterfeit Bucks, and then the I'm sorry that you're as soft as some of the rest of your favorite wrestlers and stuff like that. The only like that's completely fine. Like none of that shit is out of the realm
Yeah.
I mean, it's none of that shit is fucking anything groundbreaking. The one thing I did think of though is that this is the only motherfucker though that is out here still whining about the situation. Because the only times I've ever heard Kenny talk about the situation was, I hope everybody's okay. It's unfortunate that it happened, and yeah. And then the Bucks would say, yeah, they'd be on what's it called, All Access, be like, yep, we were gone for a bit, some shit happened, it sucks, it was a black mark on our career, but we moved on. This is the
Yeah.
only motherfucker still talking about it. So I don't know who.
Well, because everyone expected him to say something when
Oh,
he came
absolutely.
back.
But that's the other thing too about the ESPN article that came out, which was a whole box of nothing. People were hyping up this ESPN article, and there was fucking nothing in it besides shit we've already known.
Yeah.
Like people like the Hangman stuff. Like this has been known for months. I'm like I've known this. Um, the only thing that was new information is that he apologized to Tony Khan, which really wouldn't take a fucking rocket scientist to understand that why he would. So yeah. But that was just my 2 cents about the Collision stuff. I thought the match was good. I thought that wasn't even the best match on the show. I thought the best match on the show was Buddy Matthew or Buddy Murphy,
Oh, yeah.
according to fucking Dasha. And
So you
and,
did catch that.
yeah, and Andrade. But,
I think that the best match was the women's tag. That was a really good match.
Oh, I just really love the Buddy and Andrade because they were fucking going to war with each other.
Well,
And it felt,
yes.
and what it felt like to me was an old style NXT opener. That's what it felt
Oh,
like
yeah.
to me, an NXT
Oh,
takeover
yeah.
opener. But yeah, they used their girlfriends' moves. And yeah, for their final two moves of the match, so that was pretty funny. But anyway, back to Dynamite.
Yeah,
We
so
had
we kicked
the Hardy
off
Boys.
with the Hardys and the Guns. This was really fun. This
Yes.
was this was a fun match. Matt Hardy's doing good. Jeff Hardy's finally not getting too winded in his matches.
Yeah, this was definitely the best Jeff has looked.
Yeah, because he
in his
wasn't playing
return.
into his injuries.
Yeah, and I thought it was smart to have Jeff take, because most of the time they have Matt take the heat of the match and have Jeff take the hot tag. But instead they had Jeff take the heat of the match and have Matt take the hot tag. I think that's a way smarter way of doing things.
Mhm.
Jeff could sell for most of the match, and then Matt could take the hot tag, and Jeff could just do his big spots. And that's what they should be doing going forward, because it really helped the match. Because every other time where Jeff was kind of looked shaky, he was taking the hot tag and Matt was taking the heat.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I think they should do what they did tonight more. But I mean, the Guns, they were bumping their ass off in there. They were selling their ass off for these guys. The Hardys didn't even have to do much. They were just selling like fucking maniacs, these two. They did a great job, Austin and Colton. And I thought this was a great match. Great opener, hot, got the crowd ready. And yeah, a lot of fun stuff to find in this match. Nothing bad to say about this match.
But it's what happened after the match.
Yeah, Jeff,
Well, during
Jeff
and
hit a-
after.
Jeff hit a swanton. Well, not hit a swanton. Jeff was going for a swanton, but all of a sudden, Jay White, Juice gets on the apron, distracts the referee. Jay White pushes Jeff Hardy off the fucking top turnbuckle, and Austin, I believe, either Austin or Colton. Oh, no, they hit the 310 to Yuma, and then Austin pinned Jeff to beat the Hardys, which I really enjoyed because, listen, I know they might give the Hardys the token tag team title run, which I'm still unsure of, due to just how they could go.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed them putting over the Ass Boys. So I think that's what they should be handled for, mainly. I think they could win a couple matches here and there, but yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed this.
Then
But yeah, Bullet Club Gold came out. Juice hit Jeff and Matt with both the left hand of God with the rolls of quarters in his fist. And all of a sudden, Ricky Starks comes down. They're outnumbered. Then the FTR runs down again, outnumbered. And if you didn't hear the reports earlier today that the Elite were not in the building, you can probably tell where this was going. But CM Punk runs down and helps ward off
they
Bullet Club
probably
Gold
were
and the
there
boys.
earlier in the day and then went back to their hotels.
But yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have something to say about this later. But
yeah, Punk runs out. I don't really think the promo package that they shot last week, um, because they were definitely there because Eddie was wearing the same clothes unless they wanted to do continuity, but they probably just left. Which, hey, fuck it, dude, get paid, get a night out on the town. I mean, Chicago's kind of a shithole, but it is what it is.
Pending on where you are. It's not fully a shithole, depending on where you are. If you're on the
Just
south
some of
side, if you've seen Shameless, then you're in a shithole.
I have not seen Shameless.
Yeah, I don't think I will. But anyway,
One of
Punk,
my coworkers loves that show though.
he had a Danhausen shirt. He had a
Shirt.
Danhausen shirt on. But yeah, he wards off those boys and he goes,
I'm not even supposed to
I'm
be
a
here.
collision guy. I'm not even supposed to be here. And he challenged them to a 8-man tag on Collision this Saturday with Punk,
Punk!
Punk,
was
FTR, and Ricky versus Jay, Juice, and the Guns. So that has been made official, and that will be on Collision on Saturday.
Then
Freaking
after this,
juice.
we cut to just a Jeff Jarrett video package, which then leads into our concession stand brawl.
Which they took forever to start, by the way. Camera's there for like 10
You
seconds.
just had a fucking Jarrett throwing shit at
He's throwing the popcorn.
at Mark. Come on, man.
Ladies, are you ready? The ladies are ready. That's what Taz said on commentary. But he fucking said some other shit in the Taz. He said, I don't
We'll
condone
get
this.
back to that.
I don't condone this, or like you put a condone on it or something like that. Oh, put a condiment. You got to put a condiment on. I'm like, I'm like,
You
yeah,
asshole,
this
come
guy's
on.
a fucking idiot.
I lost it when he said that.
Yeah, the fucking
It
clown.
was-
Absolutely
out
lost.
This match was just a cluster. If you think about it though, it stayed in the concession stand area for a bit, and then of course it rolled down to the ring. Then like you had some fan, I put air quotes because we're gonna find out who it was later. Because as they were fighting towards the merch table, pop into camera frame going like, "Whoa!" And then that person they turned out to be Sanjay Dutt. Like, okay,
Oh my
Yeah, so they stayed. So
just
it
have
was
a
really,
question for
it
you,
was
Joe.
really. Oh yeah, go ahead.
what?
How do you wear ketchup or mustard?
Fuck off.
She wants to kill me, right?
And then okay,
No, I'm actually trying to think.
so they fight at the merch stand. They pathetically
This
break
was a
a
basically.
table.
This was the reverse of the Roderick Strong Chris Jericho Falls Count Anywhere match.
Yeah,
So they started in the concourse and the
they
and
broke
I love
that hot dog stand.
I
They broke
yeah
the
I
glass.
I loved
my God.
I loved why they did this match though, because it's a homage to the Tupelo concession stand brawl, which is a very famous trilogy of matches. Um, and I think it was the 30th anniversary of it today.
Yeah, it's because
And
Jeff Jarrett made them.
yeah, it was Jerry Jarrett's promotion,
Yeah.
his territory back in the day. And I thought this was a great callback because I mean I've seen the match. You could go find it on YouTube and any other place you want to watch it. It's a fucking brutal match. It's like the first of its kind. It's really cool to watch this match, like not falls kind anywhere, but like type of like hardcore like arena style beat up matches like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fought. Got they were throwing all the shit, the popcorn, the condiments, the fucking
Karen came in.
Karen K showed up. Sanjay he fucking throwing hot dogs at Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe got pushed through a table. They
That
started
was a
fighting
lot
down.
of hot dogs.
Yeah, they
I'm
started fighting.
upset
20.
that no one got one shoved down their throat, and Taz makes another comment. That
Yeah.
would that would just been funny.
But then we had then they
Could've
started
put a
fighting
condiment on
down.
it.
Shut up.
Yeah, they started fighting down to the ring. Then Jay Lethal starts attacking Mark Briscoe. He said in the Road to that him and Mark aren't friends anymore, due to Mark's actions. And then Jay Lethal starts setting up a table, the timekeeper's table, and one of the timekeepers won't move. And conspicuously, the timekeeper keeps his hands on the table, and Jay Lethal gets pissed off at this, but it turns out to be Papa Briscoe. Papa Briscoe shows up. He gets in the ring, starts beating up Jeff Jarrett. He starts
Just
beating up
Fucking
Sanjay Dutt.
choke slams.
And then Satnam Singh comes down, gives Mark Briscoe a choke slam. But then all of a sudden, Christopher Daniels, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, Ray Phoenix, and Penta, they show up to ward off Satnam Singh and the rest of the fucking Jeff Jarrett stable. I'm glad we got to see Penta and
Yeah.
Phoenix, because they're not going to be able to be on Forbidden Door, unfortunately, due to fucking Mexican politics. But is what it is.
We
There was actually
hate
some news.
AAA.
I don't hate AAA. I don't hate either of them. I get why there's politics involved. It just I really don't think it should bleed into any other promotion. But
But it does.
like they don't have to like each other. Just don't fuck with the guys in other promotions type of plans.
Yeah.
But
That's fair.
like I'm fine with AAA. AAA does great things for AEW. I mean, they let their talent show. They let Vikingo show up. But I will say this. There was a bit of news because Roosh pulled out of the Triple Mania show that the Kenny Vikingo rematch is on. He pulled out of the show, which was a very big match on the show. It was the co-main event, and they have the participants, and the participants in the match are like begging him to come back. But yeah, he fucking pulled out of the show and AAA. He just up and left. And people were wondering, oh, will that mean he could finally work Forbidden Door? And short answer is no. He still can't, due to bad blood he has with CMLL. Roosh's entire family has bad blood with CMLL. They had him, Dragon Lee, Jalistico, his father. They all can't do that. So Roosh is basically persona non grata when it comes to working with New Japan, unfortunately, because he's worked with New Japan before when he was with CMLL. So that's unfortunate, but yeah, no Andrade, no Roosh, no Dralistico, no Vikingo, no Penta, no Phoenix on Forbidden Door, which is
But
fucking suck. But it is
so
what it is, I guess.
this match did end with Mark Briscoe getting the pin. A thing that was mentioned that like Jeff Jarrett said if he gets pinned by Mark Briscoe, he's done.
With the Dre Driller. Yeah, he said something like that. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if he's just gonna go to step away for a while to do more of the his role as a live
Producer,
event
right? Oh,
producer.
live event producer.
I think he probably could now with Collision. He has another show that he has to
yeah.
help tackle, so I could see. But yeah,
Um,
we'll see. Because the my main concern with Jeff Jarrett when he got signed was that he'd be beating guys or have too much TV time or too many matches. I think Jeff Jarrett has been booked perfectly in his time in AEW. I think he's been great. He hasn't really had bad matches, or he's had great matches with people. He's been having great promos, funny fucking angles, great storylines. I think Jeff Jarrett has been a huge. I think he exceeded all expectations in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Then after this,
And this match was hilarious. So
oh yeah, it was.
keep it going.
Then we cut to the backstage area with the BCC. We have pretty much the entire stable with Don Callis and Takeshita. Takeshita looking like a Yakuza villain in his leather
Okay,
jacket.
I just want
What
to
did-
warn you guys that there was I haven't seen it, but there's a major something apparently major happened on Rampage. And I don't know what it is, but if you don't want to be spoiled, don't find it out because apparently people are going ape shit about it.
Oh shit! AJ Lee has appeared. AJ Lee has appeared on Heels, the show that's on Stars.
I sorry. I thought you were gonna.
I wasn't
spoil it.
leading into the if I was leading into the Rampage thing, I wouldn't say it because I'm looking for it myself.
People. Why? I thought that show was finished.
Well, I will watch this Saturday morning or very late Friday night. 'cause I
Heels is
will
not
be home.
finished. Heels is that show on Stars that Punk's on with
Yeah, I'm not
Stephen
watching that.
Amell.
It's cool. It's cool.
Sir.
Now I'm looking forward to this thing on Rampage. You two better not spoil it.
Never-
I will stay.
Also
Never mind.
update. There is 7 hours and 30 minutes left of oxygen left in the Titan sub.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna be able to avoid it.
I am very good at.
I'm
not
just gonna tell
checking
you right
Twitter.
now because they're about to announce it on AEW's Twitter. So and it's actually really not like a giant angle or anything like that. It's a match for Forbidden Door. If you guys want to know, it's actually
Okay.
pretty cool. All right,
You
so
know
at
what's-
Forbidden Door, we'll be getting Adam Cole versus Filthy Tom Lawler.
Oh,
I saw. I mean, I couldn't avoid it because Sean Ross Sapp just fucking tweeted it out. So I'm like, all right,
okay,
well,
that's pretty dope.
That it should have been Great O'Con, but
that is
accept it.
insane. Adam Cole and Tom Lawler.
That's sick.
should have
Is it
been
going to be on the main card or the 0
Absolute-
hour?
There's no way Adam Cole is going to be on the 0
Okay,
hour.
stupid
He just
question.
fought for the world title.
Stupid question.
But yeah. Anyway, we had the Blackpool Combat Club, Don Callis and Takeshita promo. Before we get into this promo, Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita were on Talk Is Jericho today, and it was fucking amazing. It is a hour-long promo, and everybody needs to go listen to it because it is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
And he basically asked for this time because he keeps getting booed out of the buildings. He can't explain himself. But he gives basically the whole story in kayfabe about why he turned on Kenny, why he left him, why he chose Takeshita, what went into him courting Takeshita, And the way he just puts it in the words, the shit that he's talking about is fucking unbelievable. It is so funny. He's such a scumbag piece of shit. Like he's like, yeah, when we were at the Kings game, when we got spotted at the Kings game, I had valet bring around my car, and I let Takeshita drive it on the road. And it's like, yeah, we had paparazzi following. Like this guy is so full of shit, but I love him. He's the greatest. But yeah, but the main takeaway of that Talk is Jericho interview was the final thing he said on the show. He said he kept calling it my family. Takeshita is my family, and we're gonna have more members of the family because I will never make the same mistake that I did with Kenny, because I got burned by only having one family member in Kenny Omega, and I'm gonna have multiple family members.
So I was calling it.
Yeah,
I was
with
calling it.
with Konosuke Takeshita. Um, but I will say this though about the family members. I don't believe the family members will be the Blackpool Combat Club.
Oh no, I know that, but I said last week, like I mentioned in our group text. I'd love to pull it up. I think it got lost in the shuffle for me.
I
That,
will
like,
say
that he said the words family, so he's gonna get more people involved in this.
I will say this about the family. There's heavily teasing one member already, which we'll talk about later. And I think, I mean, he's got an entire crew. He has his own fucking. I don't think he's gonna jump factions. That's obviously not gonna happen. But I think he's gonna have. I mean, we could talk about because talk about he was heavily courting Will Ospreay, the same way he was courting Takeshita at the end of the show. I think Ospreay is gonna be one of the members. I could see Aussie Open being there with him. So when Ospreay can't show up, being when he's in Japan, they could just have Aussie Open do Ospreay's work for him, and they could do 6-man tags with Takeshita and Aussie Open. But they could do that, or they could just have Ospreay and just add other people. But Ospreay has a whole crew. He's got an entire fucking faction in New Japan. I mean, the United Empire is one of the biggest factions in New Japan, let alone the world right now. I mean, how many members do they have? Fucking, they got members. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 8 members right now. Fucking Ospreay, TJP, Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher, Cobb, Great Khan, Francesco Akira. Oh no, they have 9. Excuse me, Francesco Akira, Aaron Henare, and Gideon Gray. Because Drilla Maloney just left. So they had 10. Now they have 9. But yeah. So they could just. I mean, if they have Ospreay, they probably have the pick of the litter for anybody they want to use out of the United Empire. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't think it's just gonna be United Empire guys. I really think it's gonna be Takeshita, Ospreay, and maybe Aussie Open, but 2 other people. He directly said this too to destroy the Elite. This is what I forgot to say too. He directly said to destroy the Elite. He says we already have 1, and the Elite. So he would need 3 more to counteract Hangman and the Young Bucks. So that would end up being 4 guys. So I really think it's going to be a 4-guy team.
When does Coda get involved?
After, I think he shows up at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, do you think they pull an angle at Forbidden Door?
I think that's the angle. I think it's the final angle of Forbidden Door because apparently Ospreay and Omega are going on last.
No, they said.
No, I thought they said Danielson Okada.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a rumor that Ospreay Omega was going on last.
They said
I could have sworn they said
before closing out Dynamite that this.
Oh, Dynamite. Oh, okay, good.
They said like this is our main event.
Yeah, because that's I didn't. I was talking
Okada.
about mom during the ending angle, but good. I wanted it to be the main event.
Oh, same.
Fucking Ospreay Omega though. I'm glad it's not closing because I mean obviously that should be the main event. But Ospreay Omega.
I think what you do is like even
you could still have BCC versus Elite shit after the Danielson match.
I was mentioning this. You could probably still have Kota Ibushi appear after that Will Ospreay Omega match, because then you still have the hype and that crowd is still fired up
I
going
wouldn't
into the
do
main
that.
event.
Nah, I wouldn't do that angle before the main event because people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, holy shit, Kota Ibushi's finally here." They're fucking what's it called? Like fantasy booking the whole story. I think they should go off the air with fucking Omega and Ibushi looking at each other, and I mean that's what everybody's been wanting. Because I don't think that's. Listen, Danielson Okada is gigantic, but that is the biggest angle that's possible in the company. That's not Punk versus the Elite.
Yeah, like they, but I think Ospreay and Omega is gonna co-main event, and of course we're gonna lead into uh Okada and Bryan, because they said on Dynamite, unless plans change, because you never know, things could change from
Or
now
unless it was
until
a flat out mistake,
yeah, because things could
which has
change. And
happened.
also remember, like when they say main event, they don't always mean the last match.
Well, yeah, because they said that about the Fatal 4-Way at Double or Nothing with the pillars, but
They're trying
I
to
will.
swerve us.
Yeah, because like the double main event, which in all intents and purposes, it is a double main event.
Oh, yeah.
Want to
On
speak?
the official T-shirt, for the event, it has all four guys on it. But anyway, besides just getting back into this promo, Takeshita, Don, Claudio, Yuta, Moxley, and Danielson was standing there. Mox challenged Hangman, the Young Bucks, Eddie Kingston, and well, not Eddie Kingston yet, but Hangman and the Young Bucks to find two partners to wrestle. Mox, Yuta, Claudio, Takeshita, and the Shota Umino at Forbidden Door in a 10-man tag. And he just put out the challenge and got to it. And he called Takeshita what he called fucking dark, tall, and sexy.
Yep.
So that's gonna end up sticking. Put that shit on a t-shirt.
It's
But
only
Yes, please. That was a one
yes,
of the many
this guy's
great
gonna
lines
yes,
across
please,
the
this
night.
guy's gonna fucking wear it.
I would buy that shirt.
Yeah, you sure you would.
I would too.
Hey,
Yeah.
I bought the Acclaim shirt, okay?
Everyone bought the Acclaim shirt. It was the highest merch. They had the highest merch sales for fucking 3 months.
All I'm saying is if I bought that shirt, this one is significantly less provocative. I will buy it.
Wait, fuck. There you go. Anyway, after this, we had the 6-man tag, I believe, between.
Well, we had a collision vignette just recapping everything.
Oh, who cares? It's a recap.
Yeah,
I am
Action Andretti.
thorough in my note taking.
Fuck
Zach. You
off.
know this by now.
Yeah, Action Andretti,
Thorough
Darius
this.
Martin, and AR Fox versus Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. No
Murder
Suzuki,
Grandpa.
no Suzuki incident tonight. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Shockingly, the crowd at the beginning of the match were chanting for AR Fox.
Yeah.
So the crowd is definitely mostly behind, behind AR Fox.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, the match was great. It was fast paced. Everybody got their shit in. There was a great spot where Suzuki and Jericho did the La Sex Gods pose, and then they cut right away from
Fantastic.
it on the camera, which was fucking annoying, but is what it is. But yeah, I love
Well, they
the
cut
spot
to
where,
Sammy's reaction. That's what it was for.
yeah, but they right before they did it, they fucking cut. I'm like, dude, put the fucking camera on it. I need that screen cap.
Someone
but,
probably has it. Someone probably
yeah,
has it.
but anyway, I love the near falls between Action Andretti and Chris Jericho playing off how Andretti fucking beat this guy. And fucking what's it called? Hello. Action Andretti, he hits the standing moonsault, standing shooting star, I mean. And Jericho finally kicks out. He couldn't win with that one this time. But yeah, these guys were working. These guys were having a hell of a match. I love the interactions between Darius and Suzuki, where Suzuki was just beating the shit out of Darius Martin. But yeah, very fast paced. A lot of great shit here. Sammy was kind of begrudgingly he like trying to he was cheating, but he's like, I didn't really want to do that.
It's once
But,
again like Sammy's inner turmoil, inner like turmoil with Jericho. I
Yeah.
think this should be the last time they do this with them, because it's
What do you
getting
mean?
too like, because it happened during the pandemic, then it happened when they added Daniel Garcia, and now it's happening again here.
Well, the pandemic thing was a swerve.
Partially.
What was this swerve?
The Sammy
going away from the inner circle.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
a swerve.
It wasn't fully for the swerve.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was. It was.
I remember that being a serious.
I remember it. I remember it perfectly because it went into blood and guts because they had Sammy leave and it was a trap to get MJF to get them to take, because MJF was trying to turn Santana and Ortiz away from Jericho.
Mm.
Then they did, and then Sammy was like, "Yeah, you're right," and then they all turned around back on MJF. And then after that, and then they swerved again. They swerved within us, and that's when the pinnacle was formed that night.
But it's still it's within the like a context that they keep doing this story though. They keep kind of just recycling, even though the first time it was a swerve. Like before, it was with Garcia joining.
Going through with it.
I hope so. I hope so.
No, they are. They're clearly trying to turn Sammy babyface.
Which I think they will succeed in. Not turning I think he'll be a babyface, but I don't think the crowd's gonna be fully behind him yet. But
I think
he will. I think he will become like more of a tweener now that Ty's gone. And,
well, once his kid is born, and then he leaves to help take care, and then when he comes back eventually, because absence makes a heart grow fonder. So I think he'll get his pop when he leaves a bit to help take care of his baby.
we'll see.
I love Jake Hager's line on being the elite, like when they were doing the episode. No, not being the elite, on Sammy's vlog when they were telling everybody. Jake Hager's just like, the first like 2-3 years, they're gonna suck. They're gonna suck. You're gonna get no sleep. It's gonna suck. But after that, it's great. It's great.
Yeah. So anyway, after the match, Renee gets in the ring, asks Chris Jericho about basically his issues with Sting.
You're a whore.
Yeah, he's basically talking about that shit. The fuck?
He's basically calling him a money whore. He only comes back if the bag is right.
Yeah. Well, who are you, fucking Kenta? Yeah. So he called Sting a whore.
I'm just putting it into more basic terms in case you have older viewers who don't know
Big Kenta guy over here. Anyway, he's calling Sting a whore. Suzuki's mean mugging the camera. It was funny. And then Sting and Darby come out. Sting
is like, Shivani, hit your line, damn it.
It's Sting.
Sting gets up in Jericho's face. He's like, "Look at this guy. He's cursing at me." He's like,
You're
"Listen, this has never happened." He was just genuinely nice. He's like, "Listen, I forgot who challenged who to the match. I think Jericho challenged him to the match of Forbidden Door. It was, he said fucking Los Suzuki Gods versus Sting, Darby, and a partner of their choosing. And so Sting and Darby come out and accepted the challenge, and Darby said, "You're gonna find out who the partner is on Rampage, on Collision, excuse me." And he said, "You pissed a lot of people off in Japan while you were there." And what that?
No, he didn't say Japan. He said you have fought in a lot of companies and you've pissed a lot of people off. He did not specifically say Japan.
Oh yeah.
Did he specifically say enemies? You've made a lot of enemies.
Yes.
I don't even. Okay.
So that's why I threw out Ultimo Drago.
Let me just hold on.
It wasn't Japan. I know that.
Oh, because it wouldn't have. Oh, okay. Because it wouldn't have made sense if it wasn't from anybody from not New Japan.
Well, I know that, but I'm just because one, it's Forbidden Door shirts, AEW and New Japan, but that doesn't mean exclusively.
No, if you're doing a Jericho match, you're gonna have to have somebody in there with New Japan.
I don't think it's gonna be Naito. I don't think it's gonna be Naito.
I don't think it's gonna be Naito either because they're doing a CMLL show the day before LIJ is gonna be there. But there's a host of people this could be that Jericho is pissed off. First of all, let's go with Naito. Naito wrestled Jericho twice in New Japan. One loss, one win. He's pissed off Naito. He wrestled Evil. He's not wrestling. It's not going to be Evil. I'll tell you right now. There's also Shingo Takagi, who teamed with Sting and Darby against the Young Bucks and El Phantasmo last year. I think that's probably your best bet right now is Shingo. You also have Hiromu Takahashi, who couldn't even make it to last year's show, even though he was advertised because they didn't let him fly because he had a fever. And Hiromu has been talking about Forbidden Door, so I'd be shocked if he wasn't on the show. And people have been clamoring for Darby and Hiromu one day. But
it all depends.
Besides that, the only really people I could think of that are unaccounted for on a babyface side is shit. I mean, there's some chaos guys you could do. Fucking there's really not many options when it comes to baby faces that are unaccounted for on the show. I'm just gonna take a quick look at the roster here. For baby faces, the ones I can see: Naito, Shingo, Hiromu. You got Goto, Yoshihashi, which is definitely not happening because they're probably gonna end up in a tag match. You have El Desperado, but he worked with Jericho last year at Forbidden Door, not Forbidden Door, but on Dynamite. You have Tamatanga, Tangaloa, Hikulea, one of them. Tenzan, which I doubt. Nagata, which I doubt as well.
I'm looking at this roster. I'm trying to.
Kushida.
You guys would know this significantly more than I do, so I'm just not even gonna waste my time.
No, that's perfectly fine. I'm just.
Yeah, you guys are the New Japan experts over here.
Can we see Ren Narita?
Yeah, but that's the thing that he would. I could see that because he was a young lion at the time Jericho was there, but he's with Suzuki. Suzuki's faction in New Japan is El Desperado. It's Suzuki. Well, it's not a faction. It's like a stable. It's called Strong Style. It's Suzuki, Red Narita, and El Desperado. So I don't think he'll be fighting Suzuki.
Possible for Nagata?
I see it. Maybe I said Nagata. Yano. Fucking.
Don't put that out in the ether. How dare you?
I really don't know. Unless it's a strong guy. No.
Tiger Mask. Tiger Mask.
Could be Tiger Mask.
Because it hasn't like Jericho have a history with like the Tiger Mask.
But not with Tiger Mask, but not that Tiger Mask.
I know, but it still connects. It's still the lineage of Tiger Mask.
That is true, but I do think Tiger Mask is injured.
Okay.
Because he hasn't wrestled in months, and he was tagging with Robbie Eagles, as of late, and he wasn't in the best of the Super Juniors, which he hasn't been for years now because he's older. But I have a feeling that I think he's injured. But yeah, Taguchi, I don't think it's gonna be Taguchi. I really think it's gonna be either Shingo, Naito, or Hiromu. If not, then it's somebody I'm not thinking of.
I'm just looking at this roster, and this roster is very interesting. They have some AEW guys just randomly splice into here.
Yeah, but anyway, So that's been confirmed. We're gonna get the partner announcement on Collision, and
Which
yeah,
is
good stuff.
going all by the Collision card. We will be covering Collision.
I think we should.
I will be
Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
will
'cause
be
I'm-
doing a watch along. Mike, if you want to join for that, that way I'm not just.
I will be home.
Okay, great, awesome.
I will cancel plans with my friends that they haven't even made yet.
So after this trios match, we then go cut the backstage with Tony Schiavone and
This was, dude, this was
Audrey
the
City.
most random thing on the entire
So
show.
I didn't know what they meant by the blind tag. I thought this was gonna be just random tag teams picked out, and then we'll see what happens. No, this is random person.
Yeah, it took like 20
this
minutes
is a lot
for this
better
thing to make sense.
See, I mean, once I thought, because my way of thinking about it when they announced is, all right, they're gonna do random teams in their bracket or just random partners, because PWG does these called the Mystery Vortex shows, where they just have nobody knows what the card is, not even the wrestlers. So they just come out and have matches, which is actually a really cool concept for a show. But I'll have tag matches as well. I'm like, all right, it's probably gonna be something like that then, and they did it, and then they did the fucking wheel, and they didn't announce who who the partners were. So I'm like, okay, they'll probably just announce them later, which I think this is a fucking great concept. I love it.
Oh, yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
I think they should keep this around, like maybe yearly. But this is after we found out who the first team is. This is completely forced. This was completely drafted up and made up for a storyline, and just people are gonna fall into it because of what we're gonna talk about later.
Yeah.
But
so
after this, we had the elite segment, I believe.
Yeah. So was this filmed like same day after Dynamite last week, or was this filmed like today, and then they hit the bricks to hit the town and go out shoe shopping?
Well, I think Eddie Kingston was wearing the same clothes, so maybe I'm not sure.
Because well, then also you have to
But Eddie Kingston doesn't really wear anything else but fucking black tank tops and a black hat. So
also if somehow they're listening, Chili's and Wendy just return Matt Jackson's call. Just do it.
Terrible businessman. Horrible businessman. Dude, Hangman Page, he's bought 15,000 lawnmowers
and set them on fire.
He's already set them on fire.
You'd have just fucking tweeted, does this mean I'm out of chaos?
Oh shit, that's right. He was like he was added during like last year. That's
okay. I guess now is a good of a time to bring this up as any. So speaking of them not being in the building anymore, Solomonster brought up a great point when he was talking about like it was like at first it started as a reaction to like the CM Punk thing, more so like the ESPN article, and he brought up a very valid point. He was just like, because obviously everyone who's read the article, Punk said it's been a year, nothing's been done about this, like to try to resolve the issues, and well, clearly,
yeah.
And Solomonster's just like, you guys are EVPs, like you need to deal with this shit. It's a valid point.
I agree with that, but the only thing, not counter, but like the only thing I'd say about that as well is that the Young Bucks have every fucking right
to be upset,
to not want to work with that guy, regardless of their status. He physically attacked them. We know he started the fight. That this is everybody's fucking know. This is public knowledge at this situation. They have every right to not want to work with this guy, depending on what their status is.
He shit on them as executives.
Sure, they should coexist, but that's the thing. Everybody says this shit about the fucking EVPs. Anyway, like people think they're fucking out. They're back there fucking handling the books.
They used to.
They're wrestling. Their talent with a tag. That's really all it is. It's just a tag for the founders. When Cody comes back, if Cody ever comes back to AEW, He's still
Put
going to
that
be.
out
He's
into
not.
the
He's
ether.
not going to be. He's not going to be an EVP, but he's still going to be considered one, really, because he's a
It's-
founder.
It's
Hangman,
this.
Hangman's basically considered an EVP, but he's not because he's just talent, but he's grouped in with them because he's a founder.
It's this.
They don't do anything really
Like-
besides just help with miscellaneous shit.
It's this fact that Punk accused them of leaking shit to the dirt sheets,
Which
when-
wasn't true.
which wasn't true, and he insulted them as executives. I
don't know if anybody was leaking stuff. It was a
Oh no,
very
people like
rumor.
there are wrestlers who are in Sean Ross Sapp's ears, who was in
I
Brian
100%
Alvarez's
believe that.
ear.
I 100% believe that, but that was a thing going around, like, just on Twitter in general.
Well, see, because you have to, if you look at it from Punk's point of view, the Elite are buddy with
Colt Cabana.
well, not Colt Cabana, Meltzer. They're buddy with Meltzer. So when that gets brought into the mix, you go, okay, they are obviously talking to Meltzer, and then Meltzer talks to Alvarez, and then Alvarez talks to Sapp, or some random extra talks to Sean Ross Sapp, who was backstage in catering, jerking his dick off, and then sees shit go down. It's that. It's Punk accused the Elite of leaking shit when the Elite are not in anyone's ear. You have to look at the jobber talent that kind of does that.
No, see, no.
Or even like the producers who do that.
No, that's not even. How about this? You don't fucking look at him because you know why? Because the guys like Meltzer and Alvarez, I know people don't like him, but guess what? It's their fucking job.
Yeah.
It's what they do. I mean,
They
they're
have
reporters.
subscribers that
Basketball,
they have
football, fucking tennis, soccer, and rugby, horse racing's got all fucking insiders and shit to baseball. They got all their shit. Fucking like football, for example, you got Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. That's Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez, or Sean Ross Sapp, or
whoever.
For the wrestling
Denise
business.
Salcedo.
You have Ariel Helwani.
Isn't that fuck
for,
him
for MMA and UFC. These people, this is their job. I don't have a problem with what they fucking say and report because guess what? It's their job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
people
they're
getting bent
reporting
at
what they are being told.
Yeah, so people getting bent out of shape over what they're fucking saying is misdirected hate.
Yeah,
so
be mad at the people telling them.
Yeah, and when you don't know who's telling them, then
shut the fuck
suck it up, and who gives a fuck? But I will say this too. Yeah, it'd be a perfect world if the Elite could be like, all right, let's try to work this out. But obviously, we're dealing with a different type of caliber of person here. Punk has a history with this, number one. Number two, this is CM Punk. First of all, the head of the network ordered a new 2-hour show on Saturday nights.
That's going to revolve around him.
That needs to succeed, whose main star is CM Punk. So why... I mean, I get it. Like I would love a resolution to all this too, where everybody's singing and fucking sitting there singing Kumbaya together. But guess what? If it's gonna piss somebody off or shy somebody away, well, Hangman, the Bucks, and Kenny are in a contract a year. Just fucking leave it alone.
And then
if Kenny, Matt, Nick, and Hangman sign contracts, and then next year, then try to do something. Lock them up before that.
It's also like this, like Collision didn't even break 1 million,
which is fine.
Like everyone, like some people expected, because Punk's gonna be there, he's gonna have a live mic, it's gonna break this number.
And that's the thing. I got news for you.
What was the number, by the way? Because I didn't see anything.
800,000 something.
I was expecting like 600,000, so I'll take that as a win.
I have news for you.
People are over
Collision. No, it's not that. I'm saying Collision's not going to hit 1 million unless there's some gigantic fucking angle on it. Like I think the only time Collision will hit 1 million is if there's a giant angle, a major debut, or Elite versus fucking Punk. happens.
Maybe
Or they
this
built for that.
Saturday with how the card looks.
No, I really, and plus it's gonna rub off because the first show obviously is gonna get a lot of the most views, but the reason it's not gonna be, I mean, people are gonna troll and shit like that, but if you look at it like for realistic proportions here, it's 8 o'clock on a fucking Saturday.
People have social lives.
Yes, it's 8 o'clock on a Saturday. It's like when on Wednesday when they film Ring of Honor and half the crowd leaves, people got to go to fucking work. Yeah, it's going to be great for live attendance on Saturday. It's going to be fantastic for live attendance. Live attendance is going to be fantastic for Collision. You know why? Because people don't got to get up in the morning to go to work
And
on a
Ring of
weekend.
Honor.
Kids don't have to go to school. It's the summertime. The live attendance for Collision is going to be great. But the TV is not going to be because people have shit to do. That's why I said earlier when we were talking when Collision was just getting announced, before it was even announced, saying they should probably do it at 6 o'clock. Um, I think it would have been better. But listen, this is how it's going to work. And people say, "Oh my God, they're not going to hit him." They're not going to. And if it continues to be at 800,000 weekly, around that number, that's going to be a huge success. That type of number on a Saturday in that demographic and in that time slot. Are you fucking? Are you serious? This is directly ordered by the head of the network.
Then you also
so this can't fail.
You also had to look at like that is live viewing numbers. We don't know the DVR numbers.
Yeah, and that's another thing. You might want to. All right, so yeah, don't look at fucking get offline for Rampage spoilers.
Oh hell, time for me to look at them.
Okay. So to go back to my original point here,
I just want to finish. I just want to say, just don't be. I mean, Collision's gonna be the next. It's not gonna be like a Raw SmackDown where there's two separate rosters or something. Like people, there's gonna be crossover a little bit, like we just saw tonight. But don't fucking think Collision is gonna be a show where, oh my God, they're gonna try to compete with themselves in Dynamite. They're gonna try to hit 1 million over Dynamite. It's like, no, that's not how it's gonna work. There's not gonna be teams and who's the A show and the B show. It's not how it's worked. It's to complement the show. And when the head of the network is ordering the show directly, and it needs to be a success, this is how it's gonna work.
Yep. So quickly
Okay,
to get back
that's
to
a
my
stupid
original
angle.
point. Why it's the thing on Rampage?
Yeah.
Anyway, so to get back to my original point, yes, Salamonster also on his podcast did mention that these two entities are probably never going to work together. I mean, that's understandable, like you said. But the thing is, they're EVPs. They won't even let this man apologize to them.
Well, it's not them.
It's not coming across good on them.
Well, that's not them. That's no, that's on advice of legal. Yeah, and I mean, I think. See, yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone wants them to.
They don't have to work together. Like
Yeah,
they
but
don't
if
have to.
That's my thing about this. When it comes to legal shit, just leave it alone. If they're getting advice from legal counsel and they're fucking legal and their legal representation, his name is Barry Bloom. I think that he's their agent and legal counsel or something like that. If he's telling them and their legal counsel is not telling them to don't talk to him, don't do anything, listen to your legal counsel. There's a reason why when you get arrested, you're supposed to say, "Hey, can I have a lawyer?" and shut the fuck up. That's my thing here. Yeah, should they apologize? Should everybody apologize to each other? Yeah, but if they're being told no and I'm telling otherwise by legal counsel, then I have no issue with that.
I guess, but I mean, that's
at the end of
like legally, obviously, this just takes this thing to a whole other level. But personally,
at the end of the day, this is pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And Punk even said it in the ESPN article, which I'm actually one of the things I liked that he said. A lot of people think this is a lot bigger than it is. This happened in hockey. This happened in football. This happened in baseball. This happened in fucking basketball and soccer. This happens in every sport, but it got exacerbated because he's been out for 7 months, 7 to 9 months with an injury. But if he was back, it wouldn't have blown up like it did.
Probably, yeah.
So I think I mean this is, as far as I'm concerned, I'm over this entire fucking situation. He's back. They showed how it's gonna work tonight. It's fine. Nobody's fucking getting shot and killed over it. Lawyers are involved. Legal's involved. Nothing can be done. Oh well. I can't. What the fuck am I supposed to do? What am I? I don't work. I don't work there. I can't do anything but fucking sit here and commentate. Is what it is.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't come across as from like a personal standpoint. Professionally, lawyers and everything. But if you're not even willing to let them, because like I guarantee you this was probably they didn't even want to talk to him either. I think it was a little bit of half and half here.
Which they have right to.
Yeah.
Because they were physically attacked. But yeah, I mean, obviously I think everybody should get in a room and talk. That's the main wish of everybody.
Because also one other thing Punk admitted, well, I don't know if he flat out said it, but it was very heavily implied. It's like he's not blaming the Bucks.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Like it was a retaliation. A lot of the theories is that it was not a retaliation, but the problem here is more with Hangman than anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was kind of the case this whole time, and well, we all kind of knew that, but yeah.
It's
yeah, that's the main issue, and honestly, out of the entire article, the only real line that was the slightest bit controversial was it's been a year and ain't shit been done about it. That was kind of the most telling thing out of the whole article, which was, like you both said, a whole lot of nothing.
Is what it is.
It is what it is.
I can't do anything about it.
No,
yeah, I also saw the Rampage
every Wednesday and Saturday night.
I also saw the Rampage spoiler. This is, it's
I'm just gonna watch this.
We don't need to hear about that one either.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch that Saturday morning.
And especially the fucking crowd reaction that I read. I'm like, yeah, y'all are stupid.
Y'all are stupid. Oh, can we also give going back to the show? Can we also give Eddie? I almost said Eddie credit. Can we give Eddie Kingston credit for the world's smallest violin thing? I thought that was kind of funny.
The Elite and Hangman, they accepted the challenge. They started jawjacking at Eddie, but they have to coexist for this matchup here. And Eddie goes, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go make the announcement of who the fifth man is for their team. And then after this, we had Adam Cole for the first time since his match with MJF. This was a great promo from Adam Cole. He was talking about how, listen, I didn't win, but MJF didn't win either. And he called MJF out. MJF came out. Big reaction in Chicago for MJF. But MJF came out. He started berating Adam Cole. He's like, he gave him credit for showing up last week, but your brain's not working because you forgot how to tell time. Because time ran out on Adam Cole, obviously.
My brain don't work, and I forgot how to cope Cole.
And he goes, the best was MJF goes, well, I had you beat. And Adam Cole's like, Jesus Christ. And then Tony Schiavone on card, he's like, oh, for the love of God. And
he stands up.
And then after this,
Tony Schiavone stands up and goes, hey, wait, I have an announcement. Shut up, Schiavone.
So before that he denies Adam Cole's rematch challenge. Then Schiavone gets up and he goes, I just got the information of who the lotteries will be for the tag team.
No, it wasn't that. It was just I have an announcement. Shut up, Schiavone. Both of them say and in unison.
Yeah. So it was like a cartoon, but yeah. So Schiavone announces, that the first name I pulled was MJF, and the second name I pulled was Adam Cole, and they both start freaking out.
Come on.
Like it's a
You're
like
out of your mind if you think I'm tagging with him.
like a fucking like the pretty girl and the fucking nerd in the fucking high school movie getting paired together for the school project. That's what it looked like here. And then MJF dropped a great line. He's like, you think I'm gonna wrestle every week? What are you, out of your mind, you sick pervert? God forbid he wrestles every week. So MJF.
There were so many things that I quoted and sent via text that I forgot to put in the notes tonight. There were so many good lines on this show.
I don't remember you sending anything during this line. I just didn't get anything.
Not in the group chat, like private, like
Oh.
regular. What are you, some kind of sick pervert? I died.
Well,
I died.
then
So MJF, he's all pissed up, and then all of a sudden Hiroshi Tanahashi appears on the screen
in a very glitchy iPhone blurry video.
and basically calls him a coward and says, "Yeah, you won't show up to Forbidden Door." He basically gave him the "you won't," and then Adam Cole started going, "Oh yeah, you won't, you coward. What do you think, Tanahashi's better than you?" And fucking MJF's like, "No, no." And then he got so pouty and pissed off that he ended up accepting the challenge from Hiroshi Tanahashi at Forbidden Door. So our match is set. MJF will show up and he will be wrestling Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW World Championship. So that's all set up. And Adam Cole goes up.
Adam Cole in all of this went from as serious as can be to, yeah, you're not a coward. You'll fight him, right?
Yeah.
You
so
know,
Adam
you
Cole,
know he's not better than
buddy
you.
now. So Adam Cole runs up the ramp and he goes, "Hey, good luck, partner." And then he leaves. So that
I was hoping
segment.
for this to be like for MJF to pick him up and goes, whoa! If I'm having a match at Forbidden Door, you are, and I get to pick your opponent. I was hoping for that to be our Great O'Khan versus Adam Cole thing, but
that would have been funny.
Because I would have loved that. Because it would have blended so beautifully. But no, so Adam Cole just went up to the ramp, did the Adam Cole baby.
And it's just like, you got this on Sunday. You got this, partner.
Yeah, you got it.
God, this is gonna be an amazing match. Holy shit. Yeah. It's gonna be so fucking good.
Pay-per-view.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna talk about that more in length on the pre-show.
Yes. Pending if my job doesn't say, hey, your first day of work Sunday, then you guys might have to do the pre-show without me, and I will send you my predictions.
What's it called? But anyway, we had
after this we had the reveal of the Owen Hart tournament brackets.
Oh yes. So we had the Owen Hart tournament brackets revealed, and first for the men we have Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe on Collision on the 29th, which holy shit.
July 29th.
June 29th.
June 29th is a Thursday. That doesn't make sense.
Hold on.
That's what it says right here.
July 29th.
We have June 29th.
So
Collision.
June 29th
Wait, what?
Is a Thursday.
Yeah, they might be. It's either they screwed up or they got preempted.
I think they screwed up.
Actually, well,
because
that
show is happening in July.
Hold on.
What if they just taped the show?
No, July 29th is a Saturday. Oh, wait, yeah, July. Jesus. Get it together, Mike. Yeah,
let me also just do this. Hold on.
Events. I'm on the website looking for events. Here we go. June 29th. July 19th. Wait, no, that's
July 29th is a Saturday.
June 29th. June 29th, 2023. Thursday. It says right here, the posted June 29th.
That's okay.
Yeah, they're gonna tape it. They have to do it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's either they're taping it,
unless they have something happening on.
It's either well no. So I think it'd be their taping or preemption. So there's gonna be that on the June 29th. So June 29th, we're gonna get Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe, Dustin Rhodes versus Powerhouse Hobbs, and Juice Robinson versus Ricky Starks. And at Forbidden Door this Sunday, we're gonna have CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima. So, and I love that this is the match because if you guys seen the old Ring of Honor shoot interview that Punk and Joe did where they were sitting on the couch, the one where fucking Punk goes lariat, lariat, lariat. He's talking about that's a very famous shoot interview from old ass Ring of Honor, but he's talking about Kojima. He's like Kojima, lariat, lariat, and Joe's fucking losing his mind on the next to him on the couch. So that's pretty cool that we're gonna get Kojima and Punk. But yeah, anyway, and for the women's side, we have next Wednesday on Dynamite, we have Dr. Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho. This Friday on Rampage, Anna Jay versus Sky Blue. On Collision
That'll
this
make
Saturday.
a lot of people happy.
Yeah, on Collision this Saturday, Nyla Rose versus Willow Nightingale, and at the 0 hour for Forbidden Door, we're gonna have Athena versus Billy Starks, who I believe is officially signed by the company. She graduated high school alongside just as Nick Wayne did.
Yes.
Nice.
Which literally, I think July 18th is his birthday.
Yep, and that's when he debuts.
Yeah, I think July 19th is Dynamite, or I think there's a Dynamite July 19th. So yeah, that's when he's gonna wrestle Swerve. But yeah, but yeah, that's the brackets for the Owen. For the men, I see a. It's either I think it's gonna be a Starks, either Punk or Joe final. Because I could see Joe beating Punk because Punk has never beaten Joe. And they could continue that story like that. So I could see a Joe Starks final. I'd have Ricky win, to be honest.
So during the Collision post show, I talked about how my early prediction for the men's bracket is Starks. That is your obvious pick.
And confirm you did say that.
And now that I see the women's bracket, because it seems like they're going all in on her, I see Sky Blue.
Sky Blue, yeah. Mine was a Sky Blue,
Sky Blue and Soho final.
Well, no.
Are they on the same side?
They're on the same side. So it'd be Sky Blue and either Athena or Willow. I think maybe Willow because they've been tagging Willow and Sky Blue.
All right.
But if they're not doing Sky Blue, I could see Britt and Willow or Britt and Athena. If it was up to me, it'd be Sky Blue and Athena. Because I think Athena, I mean, she's mostly on Ring of Honor, but Athena's fucking one of the best they got.
Oh, 100%.
So I would really like to see her in the final.
But yeah.
But anyway, we have the tag team match next between.
I'm not looking forward to Britt and Ruby because I've seen that match once and it was not.
We've
good.
seen it so many times, to be honest, too.
I have not been a fan.
We've seen it in so many different, but yeah. But back to the show.
We had Katsuyori Shibata and Orange Cassidy versus Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. This was a
stupid fun match.
This was a great match. A lot of fun here.
This was hilarious.
A lot of play from everybody. Even on the entrance, Zack and Daniel Garcia were kind of like jaw jacking at each other.
How did Daniel Garcia's fly go down?
Hold on.
I don't think he had a fly. I think it ripped.
Oh my! Yes, it did. Can we just acknowledge the fact that we had Orange Cassidy holding back Bryce Remsburg from Shibata? I thought that was a nice touch on this whole thing.
So what's it called?
That was a nice touch.
Yeah. So mainly this was just a lot of fun match. Everyone got their spots in. It was a great finish where Orange Cassidy accidentally hit Shibata with the orange punch, and Garcia got the roll-up victory. And I had a feeling that they were going to go over because just in case they were doing one-on-one matches at Forbidden Door. But at the end, they all had a hand on the
Well, before that, they announced the Fatal 4-Way.
Well, yeah. So the international title, they showed a thing on screen that it's confirmed we're going to get a Fatal 4-Way for the international title at Forbidden Door. Orange Cassidy putting his title on the line against Katsuyori Shibata, Zack Sabre Jr., and Daniel Garcia. That's going to be a great match. A lot of great talent in that match. That slippery fuck's going to make it out alive again. Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. Unless they decide to pull the trigger.
Which, again, I wouldn't be a fan of them pinning. Like, say if fucking Zack pinned Garcia, and that's how Orange's reign ended because he didn't get pinned. I think that'd be a cop out. Just like the battle royal way. You have to pin this guy after a run like
but we
after
can't
a
just
run
keep
like
going
on,
like, oh, have him lose it on Dynamite, have him lose it on
Well,
Rampage.
he's gonna have to lose it on Dynamite now.
We said
And
that
he's not
before.
gonna lose or Collision. Well, we didn't say that before. We said the only time we said it was the Collision debut, which he wasn't on, and Forbidden Door.
I was
like
gonna
milestone
say,
moments.
I was gonna say he's either gonna lose it to Miro or Andrade, but I'm heavily leaning Miro now over that because it looks like they're gonna go into an actual story with Andrade and the House of Black. They already started with the match against Buddy Matthews, not Buddy Murphy, Buddy Matthews, Dasha.
But
But,
it's I get where you guys are coming from with it, but I think just have him lose it on a grander stage.
Well, they could still do that, but I think it's fucking stupid to not have this guy get pinned after a damn near a fucking 6-month reign.
It adds to the
where
story.
you're coming from, Zach.
It adds to a story.
Yeah, but the story. Yeah, but you're gonna compromise a cop-out loss for this guy's big-ass title reign for what story? There is no story. There's no story yet.
The story is on his end.
Yeah, it's like it's his story. It's who's gonna beat this guy. This guy keeps fucking winning, even though he's
also beat the shit.
Yeah, and when somebody finally beats him, it's gonna mean a lot more than just fucking pinning
a title
Garcia.
change away in a 4-way.
Yeah, it's gonna mean a lot more. Somebody finally getting this guy. Somebody finally fucking got him. He can't take it no more. Somebody finally got him. That's a lot better than Zach just pinned Garcia, and that means Orange lost his title. This isn't a fucking. I don't even think this is a comprehensible type of issue. He has to be pinned. If he loses at Forbidden Door and if he's the one pinned, I have no problem with that. Or submitted. He's got to be pinned or submitted.
I have to agree with Christian on
the
this
only one. The only reason why I say he has to lose on like it'd be smart to lose on a grander stage, and if I was to have him drop the title at Forbidden Door, I would say put it on Zack Sabre Jr. because you're going into the G1 after that.
He could do that, but
that's my only argument.
I don't know. Well,
that's my only argument.
The only reason I say I put the kibosh on that is because of the Samoa Joe Ring of Honor feud he's got.
I get that, but that's my only argument going into this.
The reason I don't think they can do that is because of the Ring of Honor show. I don't think he could do that. Logistically.
You just have to see where I'm.
No, I get it. But
I
get it, but I'm just saying logistically they can't do that.
We don't know how the fuck he's gonna be
no.
How Tony Khan is booking.
He's got to be pinned. This guy has had fucking damn near 30 defenses, and
20 defenses going off by what Zack Sabre Jr. said to him on the floor.
Oh, he had way more than that. He
said, "Come on, Orange, 20 defenses."
He's got way more than. Because I remember fucking we were talking about
it's at least like 25 or 26.
It's 25, yeah. Because I remember we were talking like a few weeks about 22. This guy's got damn near 30 defenses, and you're gonna have this guy drop it by not even being pinned or submitted. I think that's fucking terrible.
But yeah, just my only argument is
it's like I'm not trying to like equate Orange's run to Roman Reigns. I'm not doing that. But imagine if fucking Roman lost his title by him not getting pinned or submitted. That's fucking stupid as shit. Really?
It's like the only, like I said, like I only bring it up because because Zack Sabre Jr. is in the G1 this year, right?
Yeah.
That, like I said, that's my only argument because you're putting the title on him. A lot of people watch the G1.
If you don't,
that's my only argument. I will say.
It doesn't even have to be Zach. He could be Eddie Kingston. He's going in the G1. It could be Ishii. It could be fucking one of the Bullet Club guys.
But what, what the G1 starts?
David Finlay was watching that Gabe Kidd Orange Cassidy match. He was scouting Gabe Kidd to put him in the Bullet Club, but they could spin that and say, hey, he was watching Orange as well. He wants the international title.
But what
Jay White?
But what the G1's like the 25th or 15th?
What? The G1?
Yeah.
The 15th.
15th.
This guy,
you would have to.
the point we're at with Orange Cassidy right now is that this guy can lose on any given night with the story they're telling with him and how fucking hurt and damaged he is. He could win on and he could lose on any given night, but I do agree with you. Maybe it should happen on a grander stage, but
because like
him not being pinned or submitted is unacceptable.
If not Forbidden Door, then I say All In.
Absolutely, All In
like,
is a perfect.
If not Forbidden Door, because like my argument for Zack Sabre Jr. is you're going into the G1. You can put the title because you had the title on Pac for a bit, right? And he was
the first champion.
Yeah, and he was wrestling at like British shows and everything with the title, and he was going around with it. You have Zack Sabre Jr., who's going to be at New Japan for a good extended period of time with the G1, depending on how his bracket goes for himself. And you have the title there. It's on a stage where a lot of people are seeing it. And then if you do drop it at All In, is now to who could be at All In besides I see the argument for Miro does need a title run coming back now to make him look dominant, but like I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they're gonna build to that.
The only reason I really don't think it's gonna be at All In is because it's far.
It's a little too far.
That's a little far. Because that's on the August 27th. So that's fucking damn near
another element for Forbidden Door is you kind of, but he can still win in this scenario. You have him like get seriously injured during the match at Forbidden Door, and he is brought to the back.
No. He has to be pinned or submitted. There's no way around this. It's too long of a reign. There's no avenue. It's like the Battle Royal thing. This guy got dumped out of a Battle Royal and he lost his title due to this long ass title reign after just getting dumped out. He didn't even get pinned or submitted. It's unacceptable. Somebody has to beat this guy. What's the point of the story of him being deteriorated if he's not the one getting fucking beat? It makes no sense because somebody's got to beat this guy. If somebody could fucking super kick him, he rolls out of the ring. Yeah, he's hurt, but I mean, he didn't lose. He didn't get pinned. He didn't submit.
It's a tricky situation because with Orange Reign is very special. It's probably one of the most special reigns in AEW's history outside of Jade Cargill's reign as champion. That is being very honest. It is the most important reign in history right now.
And Kenny's title reign, really.
Yeah. This is like I see where both sides of your arguments are coming from. I just think you can't keep this going for so long. Because
I agree. You can't keep it going, but
if people are gonna get tired of it.
I agree with that. I don't think it should be going on for that much longer. But if you want to do it, if they want to announce at Forbidden Door on Sunday that there's going to be a match on Dynamite, I don't know who, somebody random, they got or Collision because he could show up on both. That they're going to do Orange Cassidy and fucking Ethan Page, and Ethan Page gets him. He got him. He's at the. It's the same thing with Brody Lee and Cody. Cody was defending his title every week until Brody got him. He got him that week because he was so deteriorated and beaten down.
So I know All In is so far away. It's stupidly far away at this point. I say he drops it to a returning Pac at All In. Just think about that scenario.
Not gonna lie, I would not hate that.
I wouldn't hate Pac, but it's like.
But I know, yes, like All In is so far away. It's 2 months away, literally.
That's my thing about Pac because they've already traded, not the title, but like wins and losses. It's like
I think that's smart though.
But here's the thing though, they could use that whoever beats Orange to make a new guy, to make a new like a guy who needs it because Pac don't need it.
Then how about Scorpio then? Scorpio on a Collision, like he's returning soon.
I'd have no problem with Scorpio. I wouldn't have
As
an
long
issue.
as as long as
Yeah,
it's not booked like
yeah,
his TNT
yeah,
reigns.
yeah. I wouldn't have an issue with that, but like say if a Bandito who he's not going to be around for because he
Yeah,
needs
he
wrist
broke his hand,
surgery,
right?
like a band, yeah, right, his wrist. But yeah, but like a fucking I don't know, like somebody who needs it, somebody who they could take to the next level. Because Orange is having defenses damn near every week. Who's a guy you want to see more every week of? Malachi Black in singles action. What if they put the title on him? What
I
if
mean,
they
I hate
put the
that.
title on with the a heel Jack Perry? Fucking you got. I mean,
Ooh,
I mean,
okay. You know what?
Luchasaurus is the TNT champion, so if Jack Perry's going heel, he's probably not going to be wrestling no
I
Luchasaurus.
okay.
Not according to Christian.
Uh,
Here's here's my here's a scenario. You have Jack Perry come up short in the Sonata match, as he's going to be coming up short in that match, and then I'm saying if because one, we don't know how Tony Khan's booking Forbidden Door. This is slightly unpredictable in some cases. Some matches are very unpredictable. You have like in this world, you have Orange Cassidy when he has a match on Dynamite the night after Forbidden Door. He's now beat up. He's propped up against the ropes. Then you bring out Jack Perry, and that like cements the heel turn in a way.
I think Jack's not going heel until at least
He's turning heel against Hook.
Hook. Yeah,
Well, it could happen at Forbidden Door for all we know, because maybe
could
he
be a
would wanted
Forbidden
Hook
Door.
to help him cheat.
I don't think it's gonna happen at Forbidden. I think there's gonna be not a seed, but like the first major angle to
Like the
tease
first water to hit the seed.
Well, like the first major angle to tease it. Listen. There's a bunch of guys you could put this international time. I don't know when he's coming back because I don't know his status. I don't know where he is. But fucking a returning Kyle O'Reilly in an open challenge. Um, uh, Lance Archer. I've been saying for months. That's
Kyle
a guy
O'Reilly
who
should
needs
be
something.
soon, right? It's been almost a year.
Yeah, Lance Archer. That's a guy who needs something. Um, Hobbs has a winning record against Orange. I think Hobbs could use it. Um, uh, uh fucking Andrade, Miro, Scorpio. Um, Maybe a guy they want to take to the next level, like an AR Fox or a Kip Sabian or a Lee Moriarty. I think a Lee Moriarty would be a great pick. Um, I just don't want them to waste it on somebody
I
that
get that.
Roddy, fucking Roosh, I think would be a fantastic option. Because
If
Roosh,
somehow
I mean,
Joe drops the TV title.
oh, I think Roosh would be a great option. He's physical. He could beat the fucking shit out of Orange. I know they already wrestled once, but it's not like people haven't wrestled him twice. Garcia did it. Swerve, I wouldn't mind seeing again.
Swerve was this
Yuta,
close.
Yuta. Uh, we'll see, but I think I think it's completely unacceptable to have something where he doesn't get pinned or submitted.
I see where you're coming from, but I want this title reign to end before fans get upset with it.
Oh, I agree with that, but I'm saying 1 week isn't gonna really harm anybody.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks. It's
Yeah,
really
so
not gonna harm anybody.
it
If they
just-
just don't do it at the
it just all
Forbidden Door, they just
depends.
do it 1 to 2 to 3 weeks later. I think everybody will be fine.
It just all depends on how Tony sees Orange's extent at this point and how he sees the story. Because remember, he has stuff booked out probably up until next year already.
But anyway, getting back into the show.
Oh, so before we move on to the next thing in the show, I need to bring up two very specific things in this match. One, Orange Cassidy's Daniel Garcia dance, which I got a chuckle out of, and then by far the funniest thing of the entire night that happened, unfortunately, in picture.
Orange
You
Cassidy.
had Daniel Garcia's dance right in Orange Cassidy's face, where I literally had to stop chewing because I was laughing so hard. I was eating my dinner while that happened, and I had a fucking great time with that one.
So yeah, I guess the next before we get into the main event here, we could talk about the matches lineup for
Didn't we have Will
Rampage.
Ospreay
No,
cut
wait,
to the
hold
back
on,
of
not
this
yet.
after this?
We had Alex Marvez with a
Oh, yeah.
supposed breaking story, or the scoops.
Oh, yeah, Alex. Popping
Yeah,
up like
so
that.
Osprey was getting out of his car,
Fuck those people,
and
bro.
then Marvez like, you've been disparaging the people of Canada, on your Twitter for days now, and he's like, yeah, all right, bro. Well, yeah, I mean, look at
Threatened
what
to
I
kill
gotta
me.
deal with. Look what I gotta deal with. But then here comes Don Callis, and he's like, listen, I'm gonna give you my personal security, the top of the line, only for you.
Military grade.
Military grade. You could use it at your leisure. So
I'm
he's
sorry,
they're really laying it on thick
when I
for Don's trying to
when I
recruit
heard Don
Will
Callis
Ospreay
say
here.
that, I just pictured like I think Christian will remember this. Do you remember when fucking Drake Maverick was a part of the Authors of Pain?
Yes.
I just pictured like both Drake Maverick and Stokely Hathaway in like the bulletproof vest as the personal security.
Yep. But
they are military trained, are they?
Anyway, so it was the Rampage card.
Wait, hold on.
There's more?
Yeah, so we up right after that, we had a vignette for Tony Storm and Willow Nightingale announcing their match for Forbidden Door.
That's where like the match card that he was going to talk about.
And then before the entire rundown, we had the TBS title match.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not going in order. What's
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so we had Rampage 8-man tag. We have
I'm diligent in my notes.
We have Owen Hart Cup qualifying match.
I get flipped off for doing my job.
Quarterfinal match between Sky Blue and Anna Jay. We already talked about that. We have MJF, his first appearance on a Rampage ever. We're gonna hear from Adam Cole. We have Chaos versus United Empire and Swerve Strickland, which is interesting. So we have Will Ospreay, Swerve, Kyle Fletcher, and Jeff Cobb versus Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Yo for the first time on AEW. He wasn't
shout out to Kyle Fletcher for securing life.
Yep. So Yo, I do want to say,
legend.
Yeah. So I think it's really cool to see Yo come over, because Yo really doesn't come over all that much. So that's really cool. And then we have Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus fucking Doki, baby. Doki Mania is running wild. I can't wait to see, dude. I can tell you right now it's gonna happen. I haven't seen anything about this match, but I'm gonna tell you right now it's gonna happen, because he does it in every match in Japan. It's fucking hilarious. Doki is so good. I love Doki. He's one of the best of the Super Juniors. He's kind of he went from being a jobber to being like so beloved and having just great matches. He's gonna turn the fans against Jungle Boy with his performance. I can't wait. It's gonna happen. And the reason for this match, and Doki he didn't come over for last year either, but Doki, he's gonna be accompanied by Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Doki, he's a part of the Just Five Guys stable with Sonata. So that's the reason for that match.
And then the collision.
Really good looking Rampage, and then we got the collision lineup, which is fucking even better. We have so the lineup for collision, we have an Owen Hart quarterfinal between Willow Nightingale.
This is a pretty fucking stacked collision. Jesus.
We have Willow Nightingale versus Nyla Rose. We have Brody King versus Andrade El Idolo, which is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see him fight Malachi, because that's what's going to end up happening. And then we have CM Punk, FTR, and Ricky Starks versus the Gun Club, Jay White and Juice Robinson. And then we have the big boy match, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Swerve Strickland. What the fuck? That sounds fucking amazing.
MJF's gonna get involved, of course.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that match. But yeah, and then it's time for the main event on Dynamite here. We have the TBS title match.
Yeah. Do we want to do the Stokely Twitter, or do you want to do it after this?
We can do it after, because this other angle after. But yeah, we had TBS title match between Taya Valkyrie and Chris Statlander. I'm glad these two got the main event spot match wise. I thought this was a pretty good match, great match between these two. They worked well together. Two proven women who work well together. A lot of it happened in the picture in picture, but yeah, each woman they got their shit in. I thought they worked well together. Ty is looking like she's gonna be going heel soon, or at least become a tweener. But yeah, Chris hit her with the Wednesday Night Fever and pinned her to retain the title, and yeah, that was really it. Just a good solid match because there was gonna be a major angle to close out the show, just like last week.
Yeah. All right. Now time for here's my favorite segment, the Stokely Twitter segment. I need to just transition over to the Be Right Back screen because that's how life be. Do that. Do that. Do that. Set this up. Okay. Make sure that this is unmuted. Okay. Just so you guys know, we have a lot to cover for the Stokely Twitter because Stokely did a lot. All right. Okay. First up, we have this right here. That this was just announcing the Chicago street fight that is probably happening. Either it happened on Collision taping because there was ROH tapings there, or it happened at the start of Dynamite. We don't know. So I'm gonna play this right here for you guys.
Right, they've been having this back and forth. So what if we settle this in Chicago, a Chicago street fight, the ROH Women's Champion Athena versus Kiera Hogan?
I love it. It's a great idea, and I'm going to book it next week on ROH TV in Chicago at the United Center. It will be Athena defending the ROH Women's World Championship.
Yeah, that. Then you got Stokely, not in the office.
What up, Stoke? Big Stoke, my man. What office is this, man? It's a little, it's some work, but man, don't worry about my office. Yo, where's Jerry? Where's Jerry? Jerry's in the fax machine room eating mayonnaise sandwiches. Don't worry about where Jerry's at. Anyway, my little birdie told me that y'all two were talking trash, telling DuckTales about my job. Yo, whoa, hold on, DuckTales. Bro, well, I know what he's talking about. Yo, hit him with the deal. It's that thing. Hit him with the deal. I know what he's talking about. Listen. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, then you must be referring to the fact that the Kingdom, they was in the back of the locker room taking bets on their job, bro. You know what's funny? No, listen. They said that was y'all. No, absolutely not. They said you was gonna make it 2 months.
That's right. That's another thing. Apparently, people are taking bets on how long he'll last as a producer.
Had to dance his feet, do the lemon pepper wing. They called him a tall Denzel. They said talking about that now? They said he looked like a regular size Shaq. Look. Now you know Cap don't cap. Cap don't cap. But what I do know is that the Kingdom, they don't have no respect for you or the chain of command. It's heartbreaking. But as the captain, I do. Cap don't cap. So respectfully, board member Stoke, tall Denzel, let us take care of the Kingdom. Come on. Number one, you got your match against the Kingdom. Yes. Watch out for Maria. Yes. Number two, take off those glasses. You look ridiculous. Get out of my office. Number one, our glasses are awesome. But hey, so have no fear. The infantry is here. Now do you copy that? What are we gonna do about Maria? Oh, give me that. It's been a hell of a week.
And we have that happened. Stokely taking a picture with Claudio saying, "Little bro is so happy I'm here." So be careful because this could get like a small copyright strike for like 14 seconds. So Collision's theme is Saturday night's all right for a fight. Stokely was like, "Why can't it be shoulder lean?" So it fits. It fits. Yeah, so he had tweeted, Tony Khan, bro, hear me out. I got the theme song for Collision, and then this happens, and you got the amazing Garcia reaction meme.
That one was great.
I saw this on TikTok. It was just
Same.
perfect. someone brought this sign to Collision. Tony Khan will pay for his crimes. If you guys follow, you will hear that soundbite play. I'm at work, but I ain't doing dog shit. It's Juneteenth. Respect, get out my office. Reply set Thursday at 5. And then there's this. Yep. Stoically, you should challenge MJF on Wednesday.
That's a good one.
I remember this clip too when it first dropped. Stoically quote tweeted a classic line from Eddie Kingston, but I'm pretty sure that's the redeem these nuts line. BCC when they see Okada, which that pretty much was tonight. If you guys remember this clip when it first was released, get Taz to cuss you out, and you get the Stokely character. Which also, if you guys haven't seen the gameplay for the Exploding Barbed Wire Deathmatch, it's really fucking great. You should look at it. And then that was it for the Stokely Twitter. Back to the Be Right Back screen. Hold on. Let me get back to the to normalcy. So life is good. Life is grand. Okay, we are back to normal screen. Now it's time for your main event segments.
Yep. So we had Eddie Kingston. He was talking about how he was going to reveal the the fifth man for his team.
So before
the crowd was yelling at him because of the Bucks. He's like, yeah, they're good guys. This good guys. I ain't got no respect for that.
Okay, so when so Kingston had mentioned during the Elite segment that it's a guy that he doesn't know he can trust. So before this, like the promo stuff happened, I had thought Chris Hero, because Chris Hero was talked to be backstage during Collision. And I'm like, okay, it's Elite Summer because he has history with Kingston and that's history with Claudio. This could make perfect sense. And then so Kingston was doing his promo, talking about how he doesn't know, like, he has a friend in the BCC, but his friend doesn't like what his friend does. This then prompted Jon Moxley to come out by himself. And once I saw Moxley, I was like, okay, I think now I know who the person's going to be when they come out.
So I saw this shit coming from a mile away.
Listen, you have to hear me out on my prediction at least. Like, yeah. Chris Hero is a valid prediction.
I really think they're just gonna keep it to New Japan guys on Forbidden Door on each side.
I just want to throw my 2 cents in.
Like Chris Hero is cool. Like I don't really have any desire to see him.
I do. I have strong
desires.
No,
I'm not saying like not like I see him eventually in AEW, but like on a team with the Elite, maybe against Claudio and Ring of Honor or something like that. But like fucking, I'm gonna take Ishii any day. But because I had a strong feeling it was gonna be Ishii because Eddie Kingston and Ishii had basically been exclusively fighting each other in New Japan on the strong shows.
Well, I figured that I had figured that he trusts Ishii, so that's why I like when the line says I'm not sure if I could trust him came up. I was like, okay, it's
how he said.
And then he was just like, "Well, I can trust you guys even less."
Yeah, he announced the partner is Tomohiro Ishii, and I'm happy because Ishii missed Forbidden Door last year because he got hurt. And he was replaced by Clark Connors in the inaugural All Atlantic
which
title.
was a fun pick.
Yeah, but so while Ishii's coming down to the ring, Eddie gets jumped by the BCC. Eddie and Claudio spin off to fight each other. Brian basically says, "Where's Okada at? He's not coming. If he doesn't show up, I'm kicking Ishii's face in." And the coin drops. Okada runs out. He fights off the BCC. To gigantic reaction. Okada and Danielson face off. For the first time ever. It was fucking beautiful to see. We've reached the holy grail of never before seen matches. Yuta comes from the back and hits him. So Yuta holds Okada for Brian to give him the Bisaiku knee. Okada gets out of the way. Brian gives the Bisaiku knee to Yuta. He's about to give Brian the Rainmaker, but Brian slips out of the ring. But then Okada brings up Yuta, nails him with the Rainmaker, which is the first time he's ever hit the Rainmaker in AEW. Because if you remember, at the time he was supposed to hit it last year at Forbidden Doors when Adam Cole went down and he couldn't hit him. So this is the first time Okada's ever hit the Rainmaker on AEW television. So that was really cool to see. And it was on Yuta. And that's how they went off the air, with Okada pointing at the Forbidden Door sign. And just an overall great show. And extremely excited for that main event with Okada and Danielson. It's a match I've been waiting for and wanting for years.
If I so just to quickly pull through the same, excited to do something right after this. I'm going to give my wrestler of the week to Nick Wayne, because he has graduated high school. He's on his way. Can't wait for his debut. Who do you guys got?
Christian.
Okay. My wrestler of the week is gonna be Andrade El Idolo for that great match and that great comeback he had on Collision.
Now, Mike, who do you got?
This may come as a surprise, but my boy is back, CM Punk.
Okay. All right, guys, we thank you all for watching. You can catch us every week right here on the Pro Wrestling Injection YouTube and Twitter, and Twitch. Sorry, Twitter not yet. I'm not making a Twitter for this fucking thing. I'd rather die. And then we could do everything in between. We have the audio stuff coming out. I'm gonna try to upload this as the audio. If not, then well, fuck if I know. All right, guys, we appreciate you all, and we will see you on Saturday for Collision. Peace out. Okay, let me mute desktop.